yesterday was the day when finally Legends of Khiimori for the first time ever was free demo on Steam. Demo is like that you can play the game for free, but it has limitations. It depends, I think it depends kind of like what kind of limitations. I don't know if you can choose or something. I'm not a game developer, but for example, demo can be that there's like lock stuff which you need to buy the game for, that you cannot finish the game, or they can be that it's limited hours you can play it for free. I don't know what Khiimori was, but I was very excited to try it out today because Legends of Khiimori is maybe the most weighted horse game right now out there because it's so above than any other horse game. You cannot say that Legends of Khiimori is copying any horse game. It's so unique. It's maybe the first actual survival horse game there where there's actually standards, or at least that's how they marketed. They were very open with the money, for example, how it will be used, because it was very much what I understood, correct me if I'm wrong, but with donations. And they were very open what it's going for, and that was very, very cool. Like, my expectations were very, very high. And we sound like gameplay clips. Like, for me, I'm also very skeptical because there has been so many disappointments in gaming, especially horse games, where they have been marketed very amazing. There's like super cool cinematic clips. Then you play the game and it's completely from the cinematic. Like, for me, I need the gameplay clips to see in, for example, trailers or something, to actually like think that how this looks, because cinematics can be very, very scammy. And they had, and it looked very amazing. And I was very excited because finally, after over a year, at least that I know about the game's existence, I was very excited when I heard about it, that it's coming. Finally, I got my first touch on this game, and I was excited to try it out. Before I started the game, I went to check the forum page on Steam where people can comment and certain like make topics about different things of the game, and it was full of negative. There was one positive topic and the rest were negative. There was maybe a bit unnecessary topics as well. Someone saying that they are too spoiled because they played Red Dead, and this was completely disappointment because they played Red Dead like, yeah, multi-millionaire. How much money did they put? Like 60 million or something on Red Dead, and this other game is maybe, I don't know, a couple of millions or something. Like, there's huge difference. This is not for sure, but for sure they have huge difference with the developing. So I was never expecting it to be like Red Dead, and I hope no one with common sense was expecting it to be like Red Dead. Rockstar is completely another level when it comes to gaming. But everybody else were maybe negative about the game, and it was about the lag. And I don't really care. I thought that maybe there's just, because a lot of people also complains about the game being laggy when it's actually the PC. So I didn't really like, think like, oh my god, what about me? But I just want to check the stats, like what is the recommends for the PC stats, and my PC was way ahead, better than the recommendation PC stats were. It was time to record my gameplay, and I realized my recording system, because I use my phone and different app, it doesn't fit at all with the Legends of Khiimori gameplay. The middle mouse button is the way to like make the horse move faster. That's like very new. I don't know. Starstable actually does that too. I completely forgot about it. First I thought it was an internet connection, but then I recorded another game and I had no trouble. So it was something it didn't come along with the Legends of Khiimori at all. And I was basically, my voice wasn't lagging, but my face was lagging. At first I was thinking, it doesn't really matter, no one cares. And I was thinking, I think everyone cares. Everyone cares. Come on, some kind of standard. So I need to record this completely again. Some kind of revive. And I need to record it now because tomorrow I won't remember anymore. When I opened the game, first thing was somehow like graphics, FPS lag maybe. I was thinking that maybe the game automatically put the graphics to be very low for me, but they were ultra and it looked horrible. And I was kind of like, what is going on? And I still don't know, maybe it was rendering or something, because after all it started to like work from the graphics. So I think it was actually just rendering super long. Let's start with the graphic first. We need to go section by section. The graphics were as I expected. As I said, I had very high expectations in this game, which is kind of cursed, because in horse games in general, I feel like we shouldn't have high expectations anymore, because Actually, I almost always know it's very like faders. But somehow Legends of Khiimori wasn't like them. I don't know what it was. I just felt like it wasn't like the other girls, you know, the other games, the other horse games. It was something very special. For that, I had very high expectations. But it was what I thought. I think the horse animations, we can go there later, but I will first go to the nature like graphics. And the map in general was very beautiful. It was very beautiful. It was so Mongolia. I really liked it. I also liked how the natural map was very natural. Like it was made to be very realistic and not like over romanticized nature that it feels like you're in a Disney movie. Like for example, many games does. I can throw for example Horizon Forbidden West and so Horizon for Zero Dawn. Sorry, I'm kind of like boosting because I'm so excited to talk about this. Horizon Zero Dawn, for example, well, the both of the games have very over colors, super bright sun, very bright and clean water, like, you know, kind of like romanticized the nature, which is cool. I like that. But it was also very nice to see that Khiimori kind of followed the realistic way, just like Red Dead does. And I could kind of like compare the nature together. They were very, very similar in some cases, at least in the like the lightning way. It was very, both were very realistic and beautiful and enjoyable. No hate, nothing to like, no negative. Very nice. But I would maybe change in it is that it would be nice to have more maybe wild animals in there. I don't really know much. I don't know how much like wild animals Mongolia has. Mongolia is very, understood. It can be very rough environment, so there's probably not as much as, for example, in wild America back in the days there were like deers everywhere. I don't think Mongolia has ever been like that. Maybe it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm not like expecting to have like wolves and everything everywhere, but kind of like maybe more nature, you know, birds or I don't know, rabbits, maybe some kind of deer type. What Mongolia probably had some kind of prey animal, some kind of predator animal, kind of like a bit more, because I felt like I was only alone in the nature when it's supposed to be a survival game. There was like hunting grounds as well, but I hope that's not the way. I didn't play this far, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I hope that there's not those hunting grounds where you can hunt, because come on, it's a survival game. I would add more like wild animals. But that's only so far the only critic I have for that. Let's go next for the what people maybe expect the most, the horse animations. People were hating for this, first of all, because there were a lot of people are comparing to Red Dead, which is kind of like, don't, because they're not the same game. People are probably very confused because Mongolian horse, because a horse is, it looks very different than Red Dead horse, for example. Sorry, no, I'm comparing, but it also has a meaning because Mongolian horse is very interesting when you look at it. I've never seen a Mongolian horse myself, but when I watch the pictures, they're very like, I feel like they have very short shoulder, very short head and neck, very long and very straight back, and then they're like very pony type. They're not really like normal horses, maybe. They're very, very different, but at the same time no. And I see they really did very good work with the horse in the game as well, because well, it looks very Mongolian horse, and a lot of people are saying, well, it's not like Red Dead, like long legs and everything. Yeah, because Red Dead horses are completely different horse breeds. They're completely different types. They're like long-legged Arabian horses, completely different than Mongolian horse, for example. Stop it. Like, I think the horse looks very cool, good when it comes to the breed. Also subscribe, that would help me a lot, so thank you if you did that. Where should I start? Like the walking, I liked it. I don't have anything like too specific to say about it. It was very basic but very well made. Same with trotting. The gallop was maybe could have a little bit maybe work. I don't remember anymore what it was exactly, but there was something with the back legs which was kind of for me kind of like maybe not so pretty, but it's not that you puke when you see it. Like, it's not that bad. And I really liked when you go on fast gallop, the horse jumps like realistically, kind of like they do in Alicia online as well, like when you get to the start, and they do this in real life as well. And I think that's very nice because there is not enough horse games which does this. Only thing which I don't really like this animations, like the movements, was that it's so annoying. Like the key buttons when you play, it works pretty much the same as Starstable does. So you can do it with middle mouse button, or you can do the double V keyboard system, but it always doesn't, either one, this could be a bug, that it doesn't always take the command, and somehow it's kind of like confusing, like how do I make like quick stop like it? That needs maybe to bit too realistic, that it moves a lot after you like stop it or something. Like it's annoying to pick up stuff, it's like pain in the ass. And the same thing was in Equinox Homecoming. It was so painful to take any item from the ground because it always keeps moving like realistically, or it walks past something when you try to like slow down because you see it. That's annoying, and it's not enjoyable. I hate when it does that. And somehow the key buttons were super confusing. Like I still don't really, after I played like 2 hours, I still didn't really understand how it exactly like works. Like there's so much to learn about it. It's just really, it's not really smooth. It's a bit complicated. One thing which I didn't like it about at all was the turning. The turning about the horse, especially in full gallop, is pain because it makes huge circle. You cannot make like smooth like agility with the horse at all because it's so junky. When it comes to like a fast gallop, it's okay on like a slower speeds, but the fast gallop, it's, you just hope that you're in an open area for that. And that needs, in my opinion, kind of more work. But one of the things which I said in my gameplay, I don't know if this is because I have beginner horse, because the breeding apparently is a very big thing about the game as well. So maybe I can breed very better horse who can turn way easier, and there's also training system and everything, so maybe it is based on that. I can breed myself a horse who can turn way better and easier and level it up and everything, and then it will be enjoyable. That could be the case, but if it's not the case, please fix that, because that is I want to turn faster. The horse like itself was very, I really like it. Like for example, when you like walk and you turn, the horse's neck, like some horses when they turn a lot, they get like skin like does these kind of, you know what I mean? The skin kind of like gets together, and it does as well on this game, and that's probably the first horse game which ever does that, and I found that super cool for that. The horse also sweats after running a lot, and it can also overheat, so you need to take walking breaks to cool down. There's a lot of like realistic survival elements which I really enjoy because of this. And same goes with the race around. It can also have too cold. It can sweat, it gets very wet and rain. Like very realistic how the horse's skin reacts to different changes in general. I think that's very cool. I don't know yet if you're in a snow area and it's snow, if the snow gets stuck on a horse's fur. I think that would be very cool. And since they put so much details in this thing, I would not be surprised if that was the case. But I wasn't in that moment yet, so I don't know. That's just my guess. Next, I need to talk about the story. I didn't play so much, I played on a couple of guests, but that was very interesting. I really enjoyed it. For once, reading the storyline was interesting enough. It wasn't like boring, like, oh, thank you so much for bringing my backpack back. Here's a reward. Now I need to go walk back to the city. It wasn't like that. It was like, yo, okay, not maybe exactly like that, but like, yo, my horse is lame, I cannot come, I need to walk myself slowly with my horse. Like, realistic, interesting thing to read, you know? Like, he got attacked by a bear and his horse was lame. Or was it mine? I don't know. Anyways, was very interesting to read the lore. Which now sounds like I didn't read it because I'm not sure whose horse got injured, but I think it was his. But I did actually read it, I just don't remember whose horse it was. Sorry. I don't know how much guesses there is and how much there's to do in general, because I played demo for 1 hour, 2 hours. Half of it struggled a lot. So I cannot tell you if it's like worth the full price when it's out. But one of the things they need to really fix before they release the game is the lag. Maybe it's just a demo lag, I don't really know. I don't know how this works, but I'm praying that that's not the case, because this will backfire if that's not fixed. The lag is crazy and almost everyone is having trouble. Some people say it's just a demo lag, so I don't know, maybe that's the case, I don't know. Map size looks very big. Again, I'm not really sure, because it doesn't exactly tell like if this is like demo control or something. But I look at the map, it looks very, very big. Either it's not released yet, that it will be released during the next years, or it was demo control, like you can only be in certain place in the map, so you cannot do the rest of the guests, or I don't know, but it looked huge. And next to the gameplay itself, and this is the best part, I need to give so many compliments. Own idea, this game is definitely not stolen, because one of the problems which horse games has is the coverage order, and a lot of horse games has troubles. So now when everyone is copying problematic horse game because it was cool in the past, you know, everyone is still having troubles. And for example, when I played Equinox Homecoming, I don't want to like roast them, it was a fine game, but they clearly copy a lot of from Starstable, like the gameplay mechanic. Not maybe that it's illegal, I don't say they do it illegal, I think it's legal ways, but they copy a lot and you can see it in the game. And it's kind of boring because a lot of people switch as horse games because the game they're playing is already very boring. For example, a lot of Starstable people, I think that Starstable is not maybe for them. They have of course different reasons, but a lot of people just say that they want to have something new. And then there comes a new horse game who's completely copying, for example, Starstable, and they play it for a moment and they realize, and then they're already ready to move on. Like it feels like when I'm playing these copy games, sorry, I hate to use the term because Equinox definitely is not like exactly copying Starstable. They clearly copy like certain little things, but so does every other host game as well. I feel like the problem with Starstable is, well, not Starstable, but other host games, is that they try to be like Starstable, when Starstable is having so much trouble in not in the money hungriness, but also how boring the game can be. And it's so refreshing to actually have a host game who has, first of all, standards. There could be many other horse games as well who would have this. It would be so cool. But also to be very different. And I think that's also one of the reasons why people like Red Dead, because it's not like other horse game, if you get what I mean. Yes, it's very realistic and it's expensive game, but it also is different and it can be entertaining to play. And people play in general, like, I don't know, other horse Ranch of Rivershine because it's different than other horse games, because the horse games just in general have this trouble copying each other. That's just my opinion, but you maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. And now we have a horse game who is completely different, actually following its own idea, survival, completely own different, very very creative, not any other horse game like that out yet idea, and it went very well. There's so much realistic elements which you don't have even in Red Dead. Like Red Dead is cool, don't get me wrong, I have like 600 hours in that game. But it's almost 10 years old game, and first of all, it's not a survival game, it's a completely different type of a game. But the first horse game, which has standards, is realistic and has realistic elements, and because it's a survival game. For example, the horse can break itself, the horse can die, water and drink, and I think what was very cool is that you can ride, stand, and the horse can eat while you ride it, then you stand still, and the tummy, like the hungriness feels from it. And which was the coolest was that certain different biomes, like environments, has higher risk for the horse to break itself. Like high forest biome gives you warning that your horse has higher risk to break itself. Tell me one horse game which has this element. Maybe some Roblox horse game, but they don't count, I'm sorry. If they just kind of like fix the smoother like horse key working, the horse to be maybe smoother, and especially the lag. We have leading horse game in the future. Of course, I cannot really guarantee it yet because I don't know how much content there is, because I don't have the full game yet and no one has it, so no one really knows how exactly much content there is. But if they do everything right, there's gonna be content. Like there's also occultic, because the breeding is large, everything goes nice, there's enough like story guests and stuff you can do out of the story guest. I don't see any problem why it would not, because it already, as a demo, everyone is very laggy, uncomfortable play, it was still enjoyable, and this is a rare moment in a horse gaming world. I'm gonna say it again, it could be, and I hope it's just a demo lag which is not there anymore when the game actually comes for sale. I don't know if that exists, but I'm just hoping that's the case, because but I have been yapping now for 30 minutes. I think I will end it here. I don't know if I have anything else to say. I don't really have. I think I rewarded very much large from my experience. I'm gonna tell you that I did not get to the gameplay itself. I didn't breed any horse. I really didn't train any horse. I didn't buy any horse if that's possible. I skipped all of this. So I basically skipped all the content. I was mostly playing it to see how it feels to play the game, how it looks. That was pretty much it. How the horse animation is, because I'm always very interested in that. That's why I make so much like Starstable new horse reviews, because I like to look at the like the horse developing. Yeah, that's kind of it. Subscribe. But as a big fan of horse games, survival games, nature games, cultural and historical games, this is 10 all of them for me. I'm so excited, and yeah, that's kind of it. But all I'm saying is please fix the lag and it's all over. Then you guys won't see me for 3 months because I'm only playing that game.